should be epic. Rate this mythic! Why not legendary?
Robtop.
Only features?
Ah, yes.
No pixel art?
Rated.
Rage
Features.
exam.
Me spending
This
$10
You don't understand! I played this and didn't get a chance to send it, but I would have sent it for either feature or rate. Look, I get that you're just commenting on a level showcase, but step back for a second. Everyone's talking about how pretty the level looks. Why is it not epic? It looks so good. Let's do a little recap of Deja Vu. Well, it's an art level. It has the same gameplay 4 times. I'm not making fun of the level. That's the gimmick. That is what the level is. It is the gameplay 4 times with different decoration each time. That is all. There is no outstanding gimmick except maybe that spike thing that rotates a little bit, or I don't know, the end screen. Well, what is this essentially? Well, it's an art showcase. It's a showcase of art. There is nothing spectacular about it other than the fact that it is an art showcase. Is the gameplay being the same every single time that spectacular? No. Is there any interactable objects that make it more interesting to play than the average platformer? No. So realistically, it is just an art showcase. Is that a bad thing? No, not necessarily, but like, it doesn't really have a kick to stand out, you know? Let me recap. You guys are upset because it's not epic or legendary or mythic because it looks good. Don't you think there's more to a level than it looking good? Playing through this level not only actively annoyed me, God, but it also didn't really do much to impress me. What is killing me? The art, it's pretty good. It's not my thing though, but it's good. It is good art. It is classic cherryteam-esque art. But let me do a little deep dive into what you, as a YouTube watcher, did not play. The gameplay. The gameplay, despite it being the same gameplay 4 times, is abysmal each time. What you don't see in a showcase is the amount of times you die to some invisible hitbox in the sky, or a spike hitbox that is extended 5 blocks too far from where it should be. It's a particularly deadly bush. Or having to wait at this dumb thing that rotates until it finally moves so you can go through. And then if you accidentally time it slightly off, it sends you back to the checkpoint. Ah! Then you have the background. The background, it blends into the foreground. In the last part, you can't see what kills you and what doesn't, because the background is the same color as the foreground. That's like Art 101! The target time for the Viper mini contest was what, like 2 minutes? This took me 9 minutes on my first run through. I managed to get it down to about 2.5 minutes after practicing it, but it's really hard. And it doesn't help that it lags a lot. Oh my god, the lag is really bad. Now normally it wouldn't be that bad because there's LDM, but it catches you off guard. The first 3 parts don't lag that bad. I mean, they drop me from 360 FPS down to 100, but it's still playable. But then you get to the last part, which is already like 5 minutes into the level, and it destroys your PC. It drops me from 360 FPS, 240 at the worst, down to 20, and makes it unplayable. Now, I don't have the best computer. I have like a 1080 graphics card. It's outdated, but think about the amount of people who play the game that have worse graphics than that. People be playing this game on potatoes. If you got anything worse than a 1080, you won't be able to complete the level full detail mode. And by that point, you've probably already gotten to the part in full detail mode. Like, if you're on your like tiny little iPhone 5S, you have definitely gotten to that part in full detail mode. And then you're going to hit it and you're not going to be able to progress. So you have to go back out of the level, turn on low detail mode, and go back in. And you're going to have to play the whole thing again, which is the same gameplay 5 different times. I literally have in the script right here, it says you're porked. But yeah, lower end devices will still perish in a boiling vat of fire. So, I've dogged on the level enough. What does it do good? The art is good. I mean, as I said, I don't really like it. It's because it's not my taste. I like more abstract stuff. But based on the multitude of comments that I've found, most of you think the art is really good, so I won't dog on it. But I'm gonna just look into the art for a second and explain something I don't like about art levels nowadays. The art doesn't really give GD vibes. Not like it doesn't look like GD. It's fine to make art not look like GD, but it just doesn't give the vibe of GD or platformer at all. Realistically, if I wanted to make art that looks like this, I would make the art in Photoshop or Paint.net beforehand, and then remake it in GD. And it's really easy to do that now, because you have the warp tool, the scale tool. You don't even have to bother thinking about what GD object you have to use. You just port whatever you made in Photoshop or Paint.net and slap it into GD. And add a parallax effect to it, and you're done. It's kind of like taking the whole GD thing out of GD. I like when art levels have that GD feel to them. Like you have to use Geometry Dash's object to concoct interesting art. For instance, one art level that I like a lot, besides the gameplay and how much it lags, is Magistro, because I can like kind of pick out what art objects they use to make each block. It kind of feels like they're making a GD art level rather than taking a piece of art and porting it to GD using the warp and scale tool. This is the biggest reason why I don't really like art levels nowadays. It's because, one, it's oversaturated. Everybody's making them because they blow up on Shorts and YouTube and GD and whatnot. And the fact that it doesn't really have any GD element to it. But this leads up to my biggest issue with Deja Vu. And it's what people are calling soullessness. Soullessness is a touchy term because people get really angry when you mention soullessness in a level. Obviously, the level has some sort of soul. People worked together to build a project, and they put their own thoughts and ideas into the level. Now, I do think that this level looks very, very, very similar to other cherryteam works, which, I mean, it's fine. I think it's cool to have a style, but let's have a little exercise. Let's take the cube out of the level. Now, when I look like this, I don't really see an interactable world. It kind of just feels like an art piece, like a Twitter showcase for art or something. It doesn't feel like I could pick this out and say, yeah, that's a GD level. The only way I know is because of these shattered portals, which, good, that is GD-esque, or platformer-esque. But it's hard to immediately tell that this would be a platformer. Now take a look at this other level that I have dug up after I've done talking about this script. When you remove this cube, you can see that there's stuff to do, things to explore. It feels like you're actually looking at a screenshot of a game. A platformer should not have the only thing reminding you that it's a platformer as the character. In any game, you have to have the world around you feel interactable, not just like a piece of art. That is so important in a platformer level, or just platformers in general. If you are dropping hours upon hours into making crazy art for a platformer, you need to do the bare minimum to make your world feel like a world, you know? It would be iconic, fun, if it would be like amazing if the art wouldn't like go to waste. I mean, I can tell they put a lot of effort into the art and it's getting only featured because the gameplay is abysmal. And honestly, this applies to classic levels as well. If you are just making a classic level to just be art looking, it's not gonna resonate with people. Sure, it might blow up on Shorts, it might blow up in GD, but like it's not gonna resonate, you know? Like people are just gonna see it and say, wow, that's cool. They're not gonna like internalize that. To be honest, does it even matter? I kind of think about what people even create for. Your level is going to blow up on TikTok and Shorts if it looks good. People watching a tiny short or a showcase generally are not going to care if the level has good progression or good gameplay, because all they will see is a fraction of a showcase. Hell, I wonder if people make it through the entirety of a Nexus showcase before clicking on the next video. I honestly don't know. They're going to see pretty deco or maybe a cool boss and think, this should be mythic, and then they're going to type their little comments and then put it down there. And that's okay! I am not criticizing you for doing that. To be fair, many people are seeing levels in this style for the first time. The community is growing so quickly right now due to this exact phenomenon. And that is good! More people in the community is good! But I want to step back and give you, those of you who have stuck here on a non-level request video till the very end, some advice for making a level that doesn't have to look good. A level that doesn't have to blow up. You can make a level that focuses on blowing up on TikTok or Shorts or whatever by just only focusing on making realistic art. It's the meta right now. Or you can make something that will set you apart from everyone else, doing something different. Instead of focusing on making extremely detailed art, you can make a cool gimmick, or maybe a compelling story. I haven't seen a platformer yet, maybe like one, where the sole focus is a super compelling story. Honestly, the platformers that have really cool gimmicks, oh, I just knocked everything on the floor. Platformers that have really cool gimmicks are really fun to play. If you are one of the people that feel like your levels have mediocre decoration, or if you're just trying to create and you can't figure out why you're not getting a rate, chances are you can kind of get ahead of the others by making something new or unique. Maybe a unique gimmick. Honestly, just making good and interesting gameplay. Fast-paced, click to the music, just doing something that is interesting, new, and fun for the player. Something that sets you apart. You don't need to be a god at creating to do that. That is my secret to creator points. Being different. In fact, I'd say the two most important things for getting your first creator points are 1, being different, and 2, making your level fun. Your level may go under the radar in downloads, notoriety, views, but stuff like this makes an impact on people more than a popular level does, I promise. I just felt like I had to bring this out here, because this level does exactly what I don't like about art levels, where it is just art. It brings that soulless feel because it is just art. They don't put enough character into the level. It is just art. The only piece of character that this has is how you break out of the screen at the end, which is cool. It is also something that is done in every single Wabu contest since Rage Quit has dropped. All I'm trying to say is, this main problem that I'm having stems from how levels get popular nowadays. One of the main ways that levels can get popular is by having flashy, clippable parts. There doesn't need to be a focus on progression, gameplay, story, etc., because it won't matter. Now, what I'm trying to say is remember that your level being immediately popular doesn't mean everything. Having a major impact on people either emotionally or feeling-wise is equally as cool. I have friends whose favorite levels are less popular ones, and they mean more to them than just, it looks amazing and is the best level I've ever seen. I did not make this video to diss cherryteam or its creators. I think that they are a very talented group of creators who have made some of the best art in GD. I just recognize that talent and I wish they did more with it than just make art pieces. Make something that is an experience for the player. Make something that is memorable to the player beyond how good it looks. Because they have the talent to do it, and I want to see them use that. And it pains me to just see art level after art level after art level come from them when they could do more. They have the ability to do it. But yeah, that's how I feel, and that's why I needed to say this, because this annoys me nowadays. Especially this level, because the gameplay annoyed me, but that's all.